They bring back Rodgers, and we have, Adams, to play with Rodgers, and we've seen the history they've had. But I think, Rex, the question is, does this solve the problems the Jets have had?
Well, right now, I think the biggest problem, Greeny, because I'm going to say no, because the biggest problem is Aaron Rodgers. All right, nobody's going to talk about it. Everybody's scared to or whatever. The facts are, watch the games. He's not playing like the same guy. Like, he's struggling. He's not playing winning football. Now, is it going to help? Hell yeah, it's going to help because he's got chemistry, he's got all that type of stuff. But quite honestly, when they've been sitting back telling us that it's Mike Williams' fault. You know, it's head coach. It's Mike Williams' fault. It's Mike Williams' fault that you're trying to throw a back shoulder pass to him and you're dirt it like 5 yards underneath him into the ground, and then, okay, well, he doesn't run the exact route. He's not on the red line. No, because you're not pitching the ball to the red line. Like, to me, quit making dang excuses. Everybody's afraid of this cat. You better get it done. It's the easiest damn schedule I've ever seen. This team has no choice and no excuse. They should be in the playoffs, and they should win this game, okay? They absolutely should win this game, and you need to start. But this schedule is an absolute joke. Who are you worried about? They
are favored tonight, and they do have, by record, the easiest remaining schedule in the NFL.
Maybe
there's no guarantees with this team, okay? Their margin for error is so slim, okay? And yes, Rex is on Aaron, absolutely, but this is a new definition for me for all in. Because you give Aaron Rodgers the keys to the franchise, you want the coaches that he wants there, you fire a coach, you give him an offensive coordinator, and then comes the new receiver. I mean, this is next level here in terms of doing everything you can for a player that he can be successful. Excuses are out. I mean, the time is running out. I think that it does make a difference with Davante Adams. I mean, the number of targets that he gave Davante Adams when they were together at the Green Bay Packers was astronomical.
Yeah.
No wonder they still have that chemistry. But is it, and here are the targets right here. I mean, this is when Aaron Jones was there, he was the second most targeted player during these years, and that's a pretty good discrepancy there.
Chemistry is the word.
836 to 251.
Randy, chemistry is the word you keep using to describe this relationship.
You know, and the reason why, because I'm going to tell you what, to Rex's point, Davante Adams is the type of wide receiver that will hold a guy like Aaron Rodgers accountable. So what will we see going forward? We're going to see a different Aaron Rodgers back there, a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more relaxed. And Adam, what was the word you used? They said he looked what?
Amazing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me show y'all what amazing is going to look like on Sunday Night Football right here. We talk about chemistry. In the National Football League's history, there's never been a duo better at the back shoulder and fades, including myself. Much props, much respect to Davante Adams. The man, I was just showing y'all something right here. I talked about the back shoulder tonight. The single wide receiver, red zone out in the field, I do not care. Davante Adams is going to get the ball. And when we talk about chemistry, I want y'all to look at this play right here from the old cornerback Xavier Rhodes. That's the back shoulder play, but I'm going to show y'all a different look because I will talk about chemistry. You're going to see chemistry. Show this play. Davante Adams is not looking. Aaron Rodgers is throwing the ball before Davante Adams is ready. Right here, Greenberg.
Yeah.
This is what the Jets is getting tonight. We talk about chemistry. Davante Adams is going to hold Aaron Rodgers accountable. The young Garrett Wilson will be productive out with having a guy like Davante Adams on his team now.
And it all comes back to Aaron Rodgers, because if we look at all these moves, whether he was or wasn't involved, he's connected in some way to all of them. They changed their head coach. People say, oh, Aaron was involved. I don't think he was, but people think he was. There's a perception that he was. The offensive coordinator that he's close with, Nathaniel Hackett, no longer calling plays. It's Todd Downing. They're trying to get Aaron Rodgers going. They trade for Davante Adams in a trade that was agreed to, oh, by the way, last Saturday, 2 days before Aaron Rodgers found out about it. So you know he wasn't involved in the trade talks as much as he wanted Davante Adams, because the two teams agreed to the deal on Saturday before Aaron Rodgers found out about it after the game. And now they get Hassan Reddick back if they can get a lead. So it all comes back to Aaron Rodgers. Now, here's the great part about it for the Jets. Okay, they make all these moves. Hey, coach, offensive coordinator, trade for Davante Adams, get back Hassan Reddick. For the future, which may or may not involve Aaron Rodgers, the team still has 7 picks in the next 6 rounds. So you can still do all these things and keep the team intact, have cap space, which they do, plan for the future, and be in a relatively good spot, though there are questions at quarterback, whether he's back or not, and what you do if he's not back. But for now, they have done everything that they were supposed to do. They've swung the bat, they've swung it hard, and now we see whether Hassan Reddick comes back to a team that is 3-4 or 2-5. 2-5 is a
Just
big hole.
last thing right here. Is it too late? Because this is a 2-4 football team about to play a good Pittsburgh Steelers team. And if they come out of this at 2-5, do they have the leadership in the locker room to dig themselves out of that?
Well, I just know, can we quit blaming it on the owner now? Like, the owner's giving you everything. He's given the Jet fan base everything. He said, hey, look, I want to win. If this isn't an example of an owner trying to win right now, forget about it, because the future's only a whole string of nows anyway.
Yeah.
He's trying to get it done right now. That's what your owner's doing. So get off the owner, and it better be placed where it should be. Aaron Rodgers, you got it all, man. No more excuses. Let's get after it. And it's time for the Jets to be the team we thought they would be, competing for a Super Bowl.
We'll see if they are ready for prime
And let's get
time
a snack.
tonight in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so we're talking the Defensive Player of the Year race, and you can say it starts today because we've got two players in Fred Warner and Chris Jones that are in the running for it. So let me show you what makes both of them so valuable. Chris Jones, second in the league in pressures with 28 right here. This is a valuable statistic, okay? And as a voter, I see it as a valuable statistic. You see how the offensive guard tries to come and almost grab him by the waist, but this pressure is, all of these pressures are making the quarterbacks just dirt the ball. That's how valuable they are. Now, Chris Jones has 3 sacks. Now, he is going to have to up that total, and he has done this by getting to the quarterback on the offensive tackle or the guard. He's a great pass rusher. He's beaten offensive tackles left and right. This is what he has to continue to do to get that sack total up there. But Fred Warner is going to have a lot to say about this because he's the best linebacker in the game. You see him right here, passing crossers, stay in the zone, turns into a wide receiver right here and makes a great catch, gets up, and then somehow morphs into a running back. And now he's a running back going down the sideline here, Rex, for a touchdown. Those are the plays that the Defensive Player of the Year makes right here. And for today, against the Chiefs, what is he going to need? He is going to have to diagnose these screens. You see him all the way right here, looking across, beating the offensive lineman, left little rip right there to get under and make a play on the screen. The Chiefs run a lot of these screens. He'll have to do that today. But if we're talking the best in the business, that's 2 of them right there and on the same field today.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, those 2 are fantastic. Later, though, little later in this segment, I'm going to show you another guy that might be getting a lot of votes as well. And it's going to be a problem today in Philadelphia. I'm going to tell you why. Because you're going up against a guy named Dexter Lawrence, because that's going to be my guy. But why this Eagles offense is so stagnant, it's unreal. And you know what it is like for me? I'm going to show you. It's like batting practice.
Oh,
yeah, that's
we got
right.
props.
And it's so dang easy. It's like batting practice. And let's go ahead and show you what I'm talking about here. Here you're going to get 12 personnel. 2 tight ends are paired together. The back's offset. We call that near gun. And you got slot at the top. I'm going to show you this run. Not once. All right. Here it comes again. Look, they're going to run the same dang run. Why? You have no flexibility in your formation. Hey, RPO game. There's no receivers up top. All right, you're putting this in a slot down here. Fine. Now they got to trump. That's their adjustment. Run the exact same run.
Again.
Exact same run. Batting practice. There's no curveball. Go ahead and throw that little thing in there. It's going to be out of here. And you know what? You know who's going to know? This guy, 6'4", 340-pound Dexter Lawrence. By the way, he has 7 quarterback sacks. And he's an absolute beast in the run game. You better change something up. You better change something up, or you're going to get this. Look at the big old, look at that dang arm up there. He's like huge. He's like, go ahead, toss me that. Are you going to throw it underhand? This is so easy. It's underhand. Come on, Philadelphia, wake up.
Whose fault is that? And people are going to blame Nick Sirianni. They're going to look at the guy you like to call boy wonder, Kellen Moore. Whose responsibility is it to make that offense more diverse?
Well, the head coach is in charge of everything. Okay, including, trying to cultivate a fan base, which you're failing at, homeboy. So to me, it always is about the head coach first. You're responsible for everything. But you got to flip the page. Like, maybe, I want to say, how about this? How about shifts in motion? What year is it? 2024? Like, oh my God, you're back into like the 50s the way we're playing offense. Come on.
Here's what we're going to do. Because this division has been so good, we're going to do a little tale of the tape. All right, guys? So we're going to look at some different elements of a football team, and you guys are going to tell us where are the advantages. Randy, we'll start with you. Which team right now has the best quarterback?
Well, just looking at what Cap put up, the team that's in last place in the division, the Green Bay Packers, their quarterback got hurt week 1 and missed some time out. But when he came back, Rex, he started firing the ball. 5 different pass catchers for the Green Bay Packers, have 2 touchdowns or more. So you asking me the best quarterback in this division? I have to go with Jordan Love.
You agree?
No, I don't agree, Randy Moss. He's 30th in the league in pass completion percentage, and he's also 30th in interception percentage. I know he's a stud, but I like Jared Goff. You know that.
I'm going Love.
You being biased.
I like Love.
You know.
And if you were starting for
like
the
Love.
future, you
He's
might
been golfing.
consider Caleb Williams. That's how good they are. Let's go to the skill position players. Rex, which team has the advantage?
Oh, I'm going to blow you away with this one, Ma.
I know what you're going to say.
The Chicago Bears.
What?
The Chicago Bears. Their receivers are sick.
Rex.
You got Keenan Allen. You got a doozy with a top 10 receiver pick. I mean, my gosh, Cole Kmet's been dominating as a tight end.
Come on.
You got DeAndre Swift has been outstanding out of the backfield. Oh, and by the way, you got C.J. Moore also. That's the best skill positions in the league.
Rex, you're out of your mind.
Come on.
That's not the first time I've ever heard that.
And it won't be the last. But that is a controversial pick, to say the least. Teddy, let's go to the other side of the ball. Which team gets the edge on defense?
I love the Viking defense. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings. They do besides all the deception and Brian Flores' scheming and all that stuff, they sack the quarterback. All right, they take the ball away, and they're ball disruption. They're very good in ball disruption in terms of, again, getting to the passer, pressuring the passer, passes defense, batted balls, all of that important stuff. It's definitely the Minnesota Vikings.
Did you say overrated?
Overrated.
Come on, man.
We're going to find out today, Randy Moss.
This is a no.
We are going to find out today.
All right, well, you have to give it to the head coach to choose the best coaching in the division.
Oh, boy, this is going to be, I don't know. There's so many great ones. There really is, by the way. That LaFleur is amazing. All right, your Minnesota boy, my former quarterback, Kevin O'Connell's amazing. Eberflus, maybe not so much, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Dan Campbell, it ain't close. Write it down, coaching. That's the entire coaching staff. I like Dan Campbell as the best head coach, and that their assistant coaches, 2 of them going to be head coaches next year, and they got somebody else on that side. And I'm telling you, it ain't close.
That's why you didn't put that Lions head in skill position, right? Because you had him at the bottom.
You know, I could have put the Lions on all of those
Get out of here.
categories.
Matt LaFleur won 2 games without his quarterback so far this year.
Okay.
You might consider him for coach of the year. Look, I think this gives you an indication of just how good this division is. Because you could have gone a lot of different directions, and we'll see. First place is at stake in the game in Minnesota today.